everyone, and greetings from Paros, Greece. Today I'm going to talk to you about my top 5 tips on how to get to Greek islands with ease by ferry. Now, a lot of you I know are raring to go to Greece. You're looking at all of the beautiful pictures online and you're wondering, is it really possible for me to go to Greece in 2020 during a global pandemic? Well, I'm here to tell you that it is possible. I'm here and it's safe. But there are some things to think about before heading out. So here are my 5 top tips. Let's get into it. The first tip is make sure you plan ahead. Now, I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to go to Greece and I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to go to one island and then book the next island when I get there. But actually what I've realized is it's much more difficult than that because a lot of ferries aren't running or their services are limited. So make sure before you go to the islands, really have a look at the different routes and make sure you know which islands go to which. Because for instance, not many islands go to Mykonos and Mykonos ferries don't go to many other islands. So, you know, if you do really want to go to Mykonos, if that's on the top of your list, then make sure that you figure that all out. I'm going to Mykonos, but it's taken me quite some time to figure out a way that is cost efficient for me and is also right within my time frame. The second one is wear a mask before you get on the ferry. I got on the ferry very early morning and right before I got there, they said you can't come on without a mask. Luckily, I had a mask in my bag just by chance, but there were 2 guys who didn't have a mask and they were looking around all the shops to ask people if they had masks. No one did, and I don't even know if they got on the boat. So make sure you have one, it's absolutely important. The third one is get there early. You might think, oh, there aren't many tourists, it's going to be very empty, we don't have to get there early. Actually, there are quite a few tourists. I got on the ferry and at first it was quite empty, but right before we left, loads of people came on. A lot of them were Greek speaking, so most of your tourists are going to be Greek. But I luckily got a seat when I was on, but I lost that seat when I got up and went to the toilet because someone went and sat down. And I didn't have a seat for the rest of the ferry ride. And if you have a long haul for about 7-8 hours, then you're gonna want a nice comfortable seat, so get there early. Another reason you need to get there early is because there's a form that you have to fill in now. Now, if you've been to Greece islands before, maybe you don't have to fill it, you never had to fill in that form. But this time you do, and it's for precautions, COVID precautions. So make sure you get there in advance because you're gonna have to put in your passport details, you're gonna have to put in many details about whether you've been in contact with anyone with the disease, and that's going to take time. You may need a pen, so make sure you get there in advance so you can be prepared to fill in that form. The fourth one is do not fret about food. When you get on the ferry, there is plenty of food. There's a lot of food to have. I saw burger bars, I saw cafeterias, I saw small little food shops with things like delicious spanakopita, which I had. Make sure it's fresh though, because I got one that wasn't so fresh, and when they're nice and hot and steaming, they're delicious. If you've woken up a little bit late and you think, oh no, we don't have any food, we're gonna starve for 6 hours, don't worry, things are open on the boat and you will be able to eat. And the final one, do not settle for expensive ticket prices. I am going to over 7 islands, 6 or 7 islands, and I'm only paying a total of 60 euros for all of my trips. There are some tickets that are one-way single for 60 euros alone, just one trip from one island to another. Now, you do not have to be paying that price. I saw that one date, a boat was going from Syros to Mykonos for 60 euros. Another date it was going for less than 20 euros. So you shouldn't be paying more than 10 to 20 euros for a single one-way economy ticket price. So if you really do your research and you take time to sit down and look at the prices, you know, you're gonna find your bargains, especially because tourism isn't really up right now, so they really want to get people in. So don't settle for less. The ferries that I will recommend that are the most cost effective are the Blue Star, Zante. Those go to so many of the islands that you're going to want to go to, and they also are super cheap. So those are the best ones to go for. All right, everyone, I hope that was informative for you. If you have any more questions about riding on ferries during this time of 2020, put it in the comments below. If you have any questions about anything else about traveling to Greek islands during this year, then put it in the comments and I might make a video about it. And make sure to subscribe if you want to follow my journey across many of the Greek islands in the Cyclades region this year. And if you want any more tips or advice about traveling to Greece during this global pandemic. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.